Alright, guys. So, I'm seeing a lot of posts on Reddit about this game being pay to win, and I'm just tired of it. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I'm not gonna lie, seeing Plarium, I played Raid Shadow Legends, and seeing Plarium making this game, I was like, yeah, this game's probably gonna be play to win. Or pay to win, play to win, pay to win. But instead, it is play to win, because you are gonna have to grind. I mean, but that's what it is. Like, paying players keep the game alive, and they get an advantage, and they should get an advantage. But with that being said, there's no reason why, as a free to play player, that you cannot compete on the highest levels. And I started a new account that I'm going to keep totally free to play, just to show you how you can compete as a free to play player. So, this is the start of my series on how to compete as a free to play player in Mech Arena. So, I just wanted to document right now that I'm starting anew, and yeah, that's it. So, um, follow along with the series, look at what upgrades I get, see what things I upgrade, see what see what mechs and weapons that I save resources for, and follow that path, and you can compete too, because it's really not that hard. And it's just, I play or have played a lot of pay to win games where unless you pay, you really can't compete at the highest level. This game that is not the case. Yeah, are you going to run into some whale seal club squads that have decked out everything and lose? Yes. But that's not the norm in this game. And once you have farmed enough and followed my map and set everything out, you can even compete with those players as well. I have on my paying account. I've definitely spent some money on there. I wouldn't even consider myself a whale by any means, but I've spent some money on there. But most of the money that I spent was on skins and to build a Arcturant Shadow, which is an amazing bot. Let me start by saying that. But it's not necessary to be able to compete as a free to win player. It's a luxury, and it's something that as a paying player, I think I should have access to. As a free to play player, yeah, you're not going to be able to have as much diversity in your builds as a paying player does, and some, in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's mind blowing to me that you, as a free to play player, should think that you should get all of the same benefits as a playing player. It's That's just crazy. And I spent a lot of time in a lot of games as a free to play player, before I gained the means to be able to spend money on games that I enjoy. So I understand where you're coming from, but it, you know, paying players are what keeps games going, and they should have an advantage. And it's your job as a free to play player to play smarter, use resources more wisely, and with that being said, like, you're not gonna be able to, have access to some of the diverse builds that paying players have. But in no way, shape, or form does that mean that you cannot compete with them. Um, like I said, so that's the point of this video right here, and this series, because honestly, to be honest with you, my paying account, I've gotten one match against heavy pay to win squad. Like, they had decked out everything, and I was free to play up until that point, and they didn't wreck me, but I lost the game. It was actually a really tight game, but I lost the game. I was like, man, screw this, I'm not losing anymore. And I decked out a bunch of stuff, and then built out kill shot, and this was pretty far into the game, let me add that. But I built a shadow arc turret and spent some money on the game, and it's not even fun anymore because I just dominate so much. And the crazy thing is the bot that I dominate, or let me rephrase that, mech, because there are AI in here that are bots. The mech that I dominate most with is a free-to-play accessible mech, and the weapon that I dominate with on that mech, while it's expensive, it is very free-to-play accessible, as I'm going to show in the series. And so basically the mech that I dominate basically everyone, I have like over a 90% win rate on my paying account. The mech that I dominate with on that account is free to play accessible, and the weapons are too. So like I said, it's just crazy to me that people complain this is not a free to play game, or free to play friendly game, because it is. And like I said, I'm going to start this series to show you what to do in order to compete as a free-to-play player. So this was just an intro video. I'll stop each video at or I'll start a new video whenever I get to a point where free-to-play players have a choice to make. So follow along, watch the videos if you're a free-to-play player starting the game, or even if you're not, you can just stop what you're doing right now and you can get on the right track to be able to compete with the players with disc launcher 12s and maxed out mechs. I'm not saying, this is not to say that you're going to win every game, because if you run into I run with squads of 5 players with decked out gear, and if you're a free-to-play player playing solo with a bunch of bots on your team, you're not going to win that game. It's just not going to happen. And neither would I. If I was playing by myself against the squads that I run with in tournaments sometimes, I wouldn't win solo against my own, but I would hold my own. And you can do that too as a free-to-play player. So yeah, so just follow along with the series, and you'll see that you can compete with just about anyone. Alright guys, go to the next video. It should be posted in with the next couple of days, and just follow along and start murking pay to win players.